On 22nd February, I organized the product hunt launch for Goosly, and this was the first time I launched a product on this platform. So in this video, I'll talk about the experience, what was done the right way, and what didn't go so well in this second episode of my Build in Public series. So Product Hunt resets the listings every day at 8 a.m. UTC. So the plan was to make Goosly listing live at 8:01 a.m. and start inviting people to check it out and give feedback. The way this works is that supposedly the quicker you amass upvotes and comments early on, the better. Because if you manage from 8 a.m. to position your listing on the first 5 places and keep it there, it will eventually be part of a snowball effect. More people start visiting the product list page and they click through usually the top items mainly. They engage and upvote. So needless to say, performing well in the first few hours is essential. With Goosly, I wanted to maximize those first hours. So I talked to everyone in my network that I'm going to do this, and also scheduled a live stream for 8 a.m., a sort of launch party where I talked about the product, its purpose, use cases, and also what's coming. This while inviting my audience to ask questions and give feedback on the actual product hunt listing in an effort to generate engagement early on. I'll talk about how all that went, but first, here's the listing that I created with my team. We put together a bunch of screenshots, a bit of text on top, a tagline, and screens from the actual application. We also made an eye-catchy animated logo, an attention-grabbing tagline, free tool to share building public plans with your audience. And I put together a proper comment, me as the maker, to post as soon as this goes live, which gives a bit more detail because usually in the description of the product hunt listing is quite short. So I've explained here how it works, what it does, exactly why it's free, and also what the future plans with it is. You also notice that it wasn't really published by me, I'm the maker, but by a hunter. You can publish your product yourself or have it hunted by a hunter in the community. I wanted the latter because that way, at least in my eyes, the listing would get more validation in the community. So I looked at a few hunters from the prior week of my event, and I found Nikki, and I went ahead and messaged her. Usually hunters have their Twitter accounts there. So she looked at the product and she found it valuable and was interested in sharing it with the product hunt community. Yay. But also Nikki looked at and gave me some critical feedback on the actual listing and the messaging on the landing page. Actually, this helped me to create a clear copy that focused on our niche, which is building public audience. So we came up with stay accountable with public roadmaps, plan in public, and also the description itself is targeted to this niche of audience. Now, you also noticed that I had a lot of engagement in the comments, a lot of feedback, and a bit of upvotes here. But I made a fundamental noob mistake that got my launch penalized by Product Hunt. So at 8 a.m., just before going live on my stream, I messaged everyone that were live, my team, partners, and LinkedIn network, but also some Slack communities, and I also DM'd a few people on Twitter. Now, most of my team, partners, and LinkedIn network, which is the bulk of people I know, are not regular Product Hunt users, and actually most of them didn't even have accounts. So when I invited people to join the discussion, many of them had first to create accounts and then engage. But this caused some internal alarm bells with Product Hunt system. So even though in the first hour I had generated 50, 60 upvotes and a ton of comments, which would have positioned Goosly 4th or 5th, I had it shown on 12th, and I can show you the listing here from February 22nd. So all the way down here wasn't that good. It was under listings with much less engagement than mine. And even now you can see, for example, this one had 138 upvotes and 24 comments compared to mine higher. Later in the day, even with a larger number of established users that seen my tweet or DM now coming to engage, the listing couldn't get from 12th position anymore. It was too late. Also, because Goosly didn't make it in the top 10 in that day, it was not included in the next day newsletter. So this is the newsletter that was posted next day, and there's 10 products here listed. You can see unlined being the last one there, and if we look here, there's Goosly and there's unlined. So we're way down. We wouldn't have made the email. And if we did, that would have gotten us a boost of visits and users and so on. So yeah, eventually Product Hunt removed from the counter the upvotes it thought were invalid, and the final number stayed at 145 upvotes, which I guess is not brilliant, but not bad either. I'll definitely add the widget that they recommend you add on our landing page that says it was featured and 145 upvotes. That's not bad. What's not bad either is the fact that I got about 50 new registered users from this launch. And yeah, I guess I think that's my biggest lesson. Next time I launch a product on Product Hunt, I will need to make sure I tap into, say, communities of makers and have connections there that can support the launch early on the day and push it to prime spots in the list. That's important. But yeah, that's about it. That's my experience with my first Product Hunt launch and my main takeaways. Honestly, if you want to get your listing nailed, I suggest you watch at least a few videos on how to prepare properly. And also, if you can afford it, there are experts that offer consultancy for Product Hunt launches. All right, I'll see you in the next video.